Let's get the latest now from POPCRU Spokesperson Thetho Mahlakoana. A very good morning to you. Thanks again for your time. What are the reasons for the marches and where will they be taking place?
Good morning, Ayanda. The march is about two basic demands that the workers that serve unemployed under the Public Service Act have been making. The first demand is that SAPS should implement an agreement which was signed in 2011 with the POPCRU, which states that SAPS should translate these workers into the SAPS Act that will ensure that they are eligible for a vast range of benefits which are currently only being enjoyed by the ability community. Another demand is that SAPS should implement a directive which was issued by BPSA, which states that the workers should be upgraded to level 5 and level 7. Currently, most of these workers find themselves at anything between level 1 and level 4, and some see themselves earning as less as 80,000 per annum, and those are the two demands being made. The marches will be hosted in KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, the Free State, and the CK provinces. This will be followed by another march tomorrow in Gauteng province, and the last one in the Northwest province on the 7th of June.
Now, according to reports, the SAPS regards this protest as an unprotected march and that those who participate in it could face disciplinary action. What's your reaction to this?
The march is protected. It is legal. All permits have been granted by the necessary local government for this particular march. And we have in our possession, every province has in its possession letters from SAPS confirming the acknowledgement of the notices and that they will be receiving our memorandum. So we are quite confused by this allegation by SAPS that the march is unprotected. We deem it as a threat to our members, threatening them to not go to the streets, but our members have expressed to us their willingness to continue with this action despite this particular threat from SAPS.
Now, operations at the emergency 10111 call center are expected to be affected. Do you care at all that lives could be at risk because of this action?
POPCRU is a responsible union, and as such, we sympathize with the public. We are aware of the repercussions of this action. Our members, these employees who are taking to the streets today, are very much aware of this, and that is why it has taken them so long to come to this kind of action. We have been, as a POPCRU, negotiating with SAPS since 2004 on the directive issue, and since 2011 on the agreement that they signed, the legally binding documents that they refused to implement. So these workers understand the responsibilities that they have as workers of one of the most key departments in the country, and they truly sympathize with the public, but they have reached a point where they believe the employer is taking them for granted and is disrespecting them, and they have absolutely no other choice but to go to the streets and say to SAPS that you better take it seriously now that you do not have our service at your disposal.
Thetho, I understand your plight, and what I want to know from you is, do you think that the end justifies the means? I mean, it is Child Protection Week this week. What becomes of the people who are looking to open a case at the local police station or maybe report a crime against children or anybody for that matter? Should they come back another day?
These workers have rights, just like every other South African. These workers have been patient. They have been patient for almost a decade, and they have been very thorough in their discussions. In every component of the union, there has been discussions about what to do. We have been sitting as a POPCRU with the employer, and the employer has been nothing but arrogant. More than anything, we would love South Africans to sympathize with these workers. Imagine earning less than 80,000 per annum for over 20 years, despite there being agreement which states that you should be at a better level. We sympathize with the public, and we understand the outrage that will result as a repercussion of this action. But these workers are basically saying that we have been patient, we have understood our core mandate as employees of SAPS, and we have been responsible in our duties. But now we are saying that can you come on our side as we try to get SAPS to account to legally binding documents and agreements which they signed and they were co-compilers of, and decide when they are supposed to implement them to not do so on the basis of what's only their private.
Thank you so much, and we will of course try and get reaction from the police on this matter. That was POPCRU spokesperson Thetho Mahlakoana.
News that moves. eNCA.com.